Welcome back to another episode of Witchy Ways for Modern Days. This is Brittany. Today we are going to be diving into our first official two-parter episode. So the first half of this little section is going to be on energy clearing. That is going to be available on Patreon, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And then the second section of this mini-series is going to be on energetic protection work, and that is going to be available exclusively on Patreon. So if you are not a member of the Patreon, you do not have to become one, but if you would like to have the second part of this podcast, then you will need to. All right, so today's going to be interesting. We are going to talk all things energy cleansing and then all things energy protection. This is going to be specifically geared towards clearing a home and then protecting and warding that home. So house energy, house, apartment. You could also use these tools certainly for like a workplace, any sort of space that you're going to be occupying or a human is going to be occupying for any length of time. It's a very, very important one. So this part is going to be all about energy cleansing your home. I have to be honest, it is something that I do get quite excited by talking about this topic because it is one of those things that I practice most in the craft because it's just, this is like an energetic day-to-day sort of task, sort of checking in. So it's more present in my day-to-day work. So it should be also present in yours as you kind of walk through what you are getting from your craft, what you are getting from tuning into energy, tuning into spirit work, house work, however that is. This is probably going to be something that starts becoming more and more important to you, as it should. Our homes are our sanctuaries, and we want to make sure that they stay sanctuaries. So sometimes the air just feels heavy, right? Your house, it feels okay, it's fine, but there is just a heaviness that's kind of permeating. Or you walk into a room and you just feel like something isn't quite right. You might not be exactly sure what that is. It's energy. But the good news is you can shift energy. So it's not like, oh my gosh, my son's room feels awful. It's clean, but something with the energy is really wrong. Something's bad. Energy can be shifted. Sometimes it could be more difficult than others, but you can change it. You can make it into what you need it to be. So whether you are moving into a new place and you need to cleanse and protect, or you could be like ending a specific chapter of your life and you really do need to do a deep cleanse and protection, or if, like I said, your house doesn't feel quite right, vibes are off, or you just feel a little bit stuck in life, energy cleansing, regardless of why you are going to be starting it, is going to help you to clear out that old and welcome in the new. All right, so what is energy cleansing really? So at the core of it is the intentional act of clearing away stagnant, heavy, or negative energy from physical space. It is about refreshing the energetic air as much as resetting physical air around you. So we scrub our floors, we wash our dishes, we vacuum, but the energy that lingers in a home needs cleaning as well, and it's really good to do it at the same time. Do it all one foul sweep, right? Get it all done. Cleaning your house physically, but then not cleaning it spiritually at the same time, you're not going to feel quite done until you do. So definitely suggest that you make sure that you finish the job. And by finish the job, I mean energy cleanse when you're house cleaning. Energy holds memory. So it's not something that's easily quantifiable. So energy is a memory holder. So think about it. Every single argument you have, every stress, every emotion that is expressed inside four walls of a structure, that leaves a subtle fingerprint, energetic print behind. It depends on how strong that energy fingerprint is. If it's just a stress or like an unserious argument, just bickering, it might just be like little pieces of energy left behind. Now, if somebody has gone through like a severe trauma or a very, very strong emotional situation in that area, that leaves something that people call this different things. I like to call them energy echoes. Some people call them energy ghosts. Energy echoes are much stronger. They feel much more all-encompassing. It's very similar to, let's think about this. If you walk into a room and just something feels like, something feels like kind of off, but it's not super, super strong, you might, just push that aside and say, maybe it's anxiety. But if there's an energy echo, you walk into a room, you're going to feel almost like a sense of dread that you have no idea why, you have no idea where it's coming from, because energy echoes, like an echo in a room, reverberate. It doesn't just attach itself to one particular space or one area of a room or area of a house. It's going to reverberate and it's going to echo against all the walls. And so it's going to make the whole house, the whole structure, feel unsettling, like something isn't quite right. So these fingerprints, these echoes, are what we feel, and that is what we have to cleanse when we're talking about energy in a household, energy in a workplace. So, energy cleansing resets a space. Okay, so we're going to get into how to cleanse that space. I am going to walk you through a step-by-step sort of ritual, but please remember, your intuition is your best guide. Adapt what I'm saying to whatever feels right for you. Okay? Don't ever listen to any one particular person, no matter how much you think they might know and how much you think they might be an authority. It doesn't matter who it is. Don't ever listen to somebody 100%. Right? Trust your intuition, trust your instincts. Your instincts will very rarely steer you wrong. I promise you. All right, so we are going to talk about cleansing, which is kind of like an energetic reset button, right? It's sort of like a spiritual shower for a space. So before you even touch energy or like try to focus on energy, step one, you're going to prepare yourself for doing so. So check in with how you feel first. Check in with your personal energy. That could be just taking a few deep breaths. You could just need to drink a glass of water, maybe light a candle, possibly put on soothing music. You could be like me and put on extremely loud music, because it somehow makes me feel more calm than the calm music makes me usually more anxious and or irritable. If it's loud and borderline obnoxious, that's when it quiets me. So whatever works for you. Again, you adapt to what works for you. So put on whatever music makes you feel better. You want to be in a very grounded, calm state, because the energy that you bring to the cleansing process will influence the energy that you are cleansing and then creating after. So, just a tip, I would suggest wearing something comfortable while you're energy cleansing. It could just be like natural fabrics like cotton Cotton's very comfortable. Some people would do linen. Not things that are going to be constricting, not denim, nothing that is going to be too tight and uncomfortable. Because if you are not feeling physically comfortable, then you're not going to be feeling as connected to your energy and earth energy as you should in order to properly get this cleansing done. So you have to be comfortable inside and out before you even attempt to do this. So step 2, you are going to set a very clear intention. Intention is literally everything. So I want you to stand in the center of the home, okay? Or alternatively, you could start at your front door. Whatever works for you. Either center of the home, if it's easy to find a center of the home. Perhaps if it's a 2-story, might be easier just to start at the front door, okay? So start at the front door. You're either going to say it out loud, or you can say this silently. You can say this in your head. Or you don't have to say this at all. But if you want to, something along the lines of, I release all energy that doesn't serve my highest good. I invite only peace, love, and light into this space. Or whatever words feel true to you, okay? The most important thing is to just mean it. So you need to visualize your home filling up with fresh, vibrant energy. We're not cleansing yet. We are pushing in, pushing in fresh, vibrant energy. So that could mean you are visualizing bright light. Usually this would mean I'm visualizing light that tends to be like white/golden. That's just what my mind does. Okay. Again, everybody's different. So visualize the home filling up with this vibrant energy. And it would be quite packed because you've got the stale, stagnant energy right next to this new. You could even, so if you don't like saying the words, like I just said, you could write your intentions down just on a piece of paper and keep it with you while you energy cleanse, like in a pocket. I guess you could hold it in your hand, but you're going to need your hands. Or if you've already said aloud that intention, but you want to make sure that that intention sticks with you and it's strong, you can still write it down and then keep it with you. Just gives you a bit of an extra boost. So we've set our intention. The third step I would like you to do is to do the actual physical cleansing. So physical cleansing is the most fun bit. That is sarcasm, in case anybody can't read sarcasm. So energy follows action, right? So before we actually get into super mystical stuff, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the woo-woo world, it is important that we actually physically cleanse the space. So, wipe surfaces down, sweep the floors, pick up any like crazy clutter around the house, shake out rugs. If you're going to do deep cleaning, scrubbing shelves, washing windows, that's unnecessary. But if you're going to be doing a very deep cleaning, make sure you hit those points. Dust and clutter, so physical dust, clutter, do trap stagnant energy very well. So if there are piles of paper or neglected corners in your house, stacks of books, or just like a corner of a hot mess of a corner, right? You've just stacked a whole bunch of shit in one area and it sits there for weeks or months. It could be years. I'm not judging over here. But as that sits there, that is trapping energy. It just is. So they become, like those little piles become nests for heavy energy, for heavy vibes to kind of snuggle into and wedge themselves so that energy can't be released. So we want to clean those out as much as we can. We're going to clear those out to make it easier for energy to move as you're trying to cleanse it, and make it easier for energy to be refreshed. Once we have done the actual physical cleansing, so cleaning, step 4, you're going to open your windows and you're going to open your doors. Let the stale energy have somewhere to go. All right. If you don't open windows are the most important. If you don't open windows while you're energy cleansing, that energy is going to be bouncing from wall to wall like a trapped bird in a room, a trapped insect flying around with nowhere to go. Okay? You're just going to cause chaos and potentially upset the energy if you don't have a direct area for it to escape from or to. So even if it's cold out, I understand that. Just crack the window just a little bit, right? Fresh air that comes into the home as well at the same time is one of the most natural, powerful energy cleansers there is. So not only are you going to be sending energy out, giving it an exit, you're also bringing in this energy cleansing air from the outside. Literally by all you're doing is opening a window. That's all you did. So fresh air, it does help to sweep away those old vibrations. It helps you to make space for new energy. You might start to notice like an immediate shift in energy, like almost as soon as you open the window before you've actually done anything. So you might notice that energy feels suddenly, I'm going to say 2 to 5% lighter, just to give it a number. But you might feel like there's a slight raise in vibration once any sort of breeze starts to move through the house or the home. So make sure that you've opened windows. And then the opening doors thing is most important if it is a room that doesn't have a window. If it doesn't have a window, you have to make sure that the door to the rest of the house or the door that leads into whatever other space is open, so that that energy will have to travel a bit more. It'll have to travel from that room to another room and then out. But at least you've given it a pathway. If you're going to energy cleanse a room, door is shut, there's no window, again, you're irritating the energy. And chaotic, irritated energy, you should be fearful of. So let's not do that. We're going to open all the doors. We're going to open the windows as best we can. And then you are going to open drawers, cabinets. So drawers and cabinets, it doesn't have to be literally every cabinet. So in like your kitchen, as long as the cabinets lead to each other, you only have to open one. But if you have multiple cabinets and they don't connect, try to get as many open as you possibly can. Try to open as many drawers as you can that are not connected to each other, because energy is sneaky. It will want to hide. It'll want to burrow itself away and not go anywhere. And we don't want to give it hiding places. As best we can, we want to minimize the risk of energy sticking around because it got clever and decided it was going to stay in your like pajama drawer. We're not going to allow that. We're not doing that. No, absolutely not. Okay, so we have opened windows, doors, drawers, cabinets, what have you. Next up is going to be step 5. You're going to actually choose the cleansing method that you are going to be doing. This is the fun part, right? This is the fun part. So there are several ways that you can energetically cleanse a space. You can choose one. You can combine a few. You could pick and choose from here and here and here. You don't have to just do one thing. Absolutely not. You're going to do what suits you best. All right, so I want to talk first about smoke cleansing, because smoke cleansing generally is going to be the first one that people even think of and that people do. So not all smoke is created equal. You have to be intentional with your herb choices. You could also combine some dry herbs for energy cleansing depending on what their spiritual intention is. That's besides the point, but you can combine them. So smoke cleansing, not all fits. No, one size fits all. It certainly isn't. So traditionally, indigenous cultures they've called sacred smoke in order to purify spaces. A lot of indigenous cultures refer to it as smudging. So when you hear the word or see the word smudging, that is a specific ritual that was used and is used as part of a sacred ceremony between cultures. So it usually involves burning sage, burning white sage, other herbs. They give off smoke that usually contain healing properties and energy clearing properties. So unless you are indigenous and or someone has explicitly given you the permission to be using the term smudging, I don't suggest that you do it. It really should only be used to describe the full ritual that it is meant to be a piece of, and we don't want to take away from anybody else's culture. So smoke clearing and smoke cleansing, that is something that, those are like very generic terms that I would suggest you stick with. Okay. Just a suggestion, Now, there are a few different herbs that I would suggest to go ahead and use for this. So one of the first ones that you can use is sage. Most people know the word sage. There are the two main types of sage that usually get discussed. So the first type is called white sage. White sage is known, or at least is discussed, as being something that is only allowed to be used by certain cultures. So as somebody with primarily Northern European descent, that is not something that I'm super comfortable using. If you have been given the very, very strong permission from somebody in the culture to use white sage, or you are gifted a piece of white sage from an indigenous person, that's fine to use, no problems. It is more of a personal thing for me that I don't. But I don't think, as long as your heart is pure and you don't truly mean anything by it, I don't feel like anyone has necessarily the right to shame you, especially if you don't know, or you are not using it from a place of uncaring or potentially damaging views. So what I tend to use is blue sage. So blue sage is not something that is generally kept in a particular culture. All sage is something that we have to kind of make sure that we honor, because it has been used in ancestral tradition for years and years and years. We want to make sure that whatever herbs we have been grown and procured ethically. So make sure that you research whatever source you are getting your herbs from, or if you're getting it from a company, make sure that it's a trusted company that you trust to have already done the research into what was ethical and how those herbs were produced and how they procured them. So you could use sage. Sage is awesome, no problems. It is the most well-known herb. It is heavily associated with purifying energy. A lot of people believe sage actually has some antibacterial properties, and that the smoke actually cleanses air at the same time. So it cleanses physically, it's bringing something in the physical material space out at the same time as bringing spirituality and energy out as well. So it is a very common practice for somebody to be burning sage to clear energy. You could also use cedar. So cedar adds a little bit of protection to the space at the same time that you're doing the energy cleansing. It's a very masculine energy. So using masculine energy with herbs tends to ground a space and also raises vibration. So you could potentially do that if you want to. You could do sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is generally the stuff that looks kind of braided. Like you're like, what is this? It's a braided, very long piece of grass, and then multiple together, and you can cut it up and burn and such. So it doesn't necessarily remove the negative energy. It's going to remove stale energy, stagnant energy, and bring in prosperity and sweetness, like very sweet, uplifting energy. It does call on ancestral, genealogical energy quite a bit. It invites, it helps you to invite like spirit guides into a space. It helps you to invite past loved ones to a space. If you're open to having that energy around you, if you are not open to having like an easier pathway through divination practices, you may want to avoid the sweetgrass. Otherwise, it might be something that you are super interested in. I don't know. So it's very important that you are using what you have researched or what you feel comfortable with. You could use a Palo Santo stick. Again, as long as it is sustainably sourced and you can trust where you received it from. So you're going to light the bundle. Light whatever you've got. Let it smolder. So just kind of let it start slowly burning itself. You're going to see a little bit of flame, but it's not going to be huge. You're going to move throughout your home. You're going to pay very special attention to corners, doorways, windows, mirrors, and electronics. All right? The TV, your phone, anything. Those are energy hotspots. Energy does tend to be drawn to those things specifically. Fan the smoke gently, either with a feather or your hand, so you're gently guiding it, while you're keeping the intention strong in your mind, why you are clearing the energy. Keep it in your head. Just a pro safety tip. Make sure that you do always have like a bowl or an abalone shell underneath to catch ashes, and never ever leave any of the burning herbs unattended in a dish, anything like that. Please make sure that you are watching, you're paying attention, you're monitoring the burning at all times. So just be careful. You could also do sound clearing. So if smoke isn't really your thing, sound is a cheap alternative, right? You can use a bell, singing bowl, you can use tuning forks. You could use your own voice, aka either humming or chanting. So you're going to walk around your home making noise. Clap your hands in corners if you wish. Vibrations break up. So sound vibrations break up any stagnant, heavy energy. Sound clearing can be especially powerful when the energy that you're clearing is related to something like energy after an illness or after like a huge time of grief. Sound can be very good. It's very good for getting rid of that. You can also use salt. So salt has been used for many centuries to purify and protect. So you can sprinkle salt across thresholds, windowsills. This is not supernatural. We are not using an entire thing of salt to create this little pile that goes all the way across the window. Don't do that. That's wasteful. Also a bit gross, and if your pets get into it, not super fun to deal with. So just a little bit, okay? I'm not saying you need a mound of salt. You could. My preferred method is placing little tiny bowls of salt in corners. So pour some salt, little bowls, or in a bowl and just a little bit in corners. Leave it for a day or two, like 24, 48 hours, somewhere in there. You could also add a tiny bit of salt to floor wash if you were planning to mop. Leaving the salt in a bowl for like 2 days, it absorbs energy. It's going to absorb it in the salt. So when you are done with any of these things, sweep up the salt, clear up the salt, dump the salt out of the bowls. Don't dump it down a drain. All right. Throw it outside or dispose of it properly in a trash bin. You are trying to carry away any unwanted energy, and we don't want the trapped unwanted energy that gets into the salt to stay in the house. Why would we want to keep it in the house, even if it's contained? So that's one thing. And then you're going to do, well, you could do a different version. So a different version of clearing would be like spray. Now, sprays, generally, people who use clearing sprays tend to be people who use it when burning is not necessarily the best option for them. So maybe you live somewhere that doesn't allow flames, or you're worried you might cause like chaos with a smoke alarm, could be asthmatic, you could live with somebody who does have any sort of respiratory issues. That is why energy cleansing sprays exist. We do sell energy cleansing spray, so if anybody ever needs it, we do make our own proprietary blend it's actually been a family recipe for quite some time, for a very long time, actually, for years. So it is available. Side note, if anyone ever needs it. It's a very easy, quick spray down. Doesn't take as long as smoke cleansing, but it is just as effective, I promise. So you could do that. So works in apartments, offices, especially places that you cannot be burning herbs all the time. You could also use crystals. So crystals do act as energetic guardians. Just a couple favorites for clearing would be clear quartz. Amplifies intentions. It is a master healer, meaning it is also a master healer of energy. So clear quartz, awesome. Selenite is usually preferred. It is for cleansing. You can even wave it about if you would like. Wave it over yourself, wave it, treat it and handle it like a wand. Sort of just go around the house doing that. You could do that if you want to. Or you could place these crystals by entrances, windowsills, or in sacred spaces to help cleanse and then maintain an energetic balance. So you've done whatever cleansing method you wish. Once you have gone through your entire home, you're going to return to where you began, whether that is the center of the home or that's the front door. You're going to take a moment and you're going to assess the situation. You're going to feel the difference in the air. If you don't feel a particular or like any sort of stark difference, there is no harm in repeating the ritual, no harm in going around and cleansing again. But if you feel a difference, when you finally feel a difference, you're going to thank your home and thank yourself. You could say something along the lines of, this space is blessed, this space is sacred, this space is filled with peace and love. Any of those words or a combination of words just kind of reaffirm what's happened. So at this point, you've done very powerful work. This is a really important, powerful ritual to be done. Take a few minutes to kind of sit with the energy, breathe, be with the energy, so that you can recognize when it's not there, so that you know when you can cleanse or when you should be cleansing again. Very, very in depth, right? Very, very in depth. So don't wait until something feels off. Don't wait until your energy in a home starts to feel really bad or really congested. Try to build energy cleansing into your rhythm, into your schedule, whether that be every few days, whether it could be every week, hell, every other week, every month, whatever suits your lifestyle, whatever works. Sometimes I will do like a big energetic cleanse seasonally. So with the start of spring, I'll do something around Ostera. You do after the new year, or whenever I'm going through like a personal shift of circumstance or energy. Or sometimes I will just light a quick candle or ring a bell if it's feeling just a little bit heavy on some random Tuesday. There is no right or wrong. This is all about creating a dialogue with your home, with feeling and being attuned to your home's energy. It is about listening to it. So your home, your space does want to support you. It will just need a little bit of help from you in order for it to stay clear, vibrant, and a comfortable space for you and yours for as long as you need it and want it to be. So that is the guide, the general guide to energy cleansing your home. So I hope you feel inspired to make your home a reflection of the energy that works best for you, reflects the energy you wish to live with. If you found today's episode helpful, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the podcast on Apple Podcast or Spotify, leaving a 5-star rating, that would be lovely. I would appreciate it very, very much. Again, the Patreon is available, Witchy Ways for Modern Days. There is a free member version, but in order to access the second part of this podcast, which is all about protecting the home, that is going to be available on the paid Patreon side. So if you wish to get that, that is where it will be. Thank you very much for having a little time spent with me. If you need me for any reason, you know how to reach me. Email me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. All right, we're going to stop with the Kim Possible references. I got so close to not making a stupid reference. Yeah, it didn't work. I did try. Until next time, guys, stay grounded, have your energy, stay sacred for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Blessed be.